See if I can get this working. I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. Welcome in, friends. Hello, hello. I just finished all the shipping things and was doing personal stuff, and here I am to hang out. Hey, BBs, how are you? Welcome in and bottoms up vintage. I've been enjoying your Instagram videos. I don't think I got to watch them all from the weekend, but the ones that I did watch, I was like, I want to go shopping with you. That's what it makes me do. Hey, Lintro. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome in. Hello, friends. Let's see. Allow to moderate. I should be doing this on my other thing. Yeah, where are you located, bottoms up? I feel like you're probably, I don't know, 12 hours away from me or something. I'm in Texas, so I have a feeling it's going to be quite some way. Well, that ain't too far, I guess. That's probably a day's drive. Welcome in, everybody. You're in Texas as well. We're in Texas. If you guys know where Wichita Falls is, I'm about an hour from there. You're in the hill country. Okay, that's not too far. Not too far. Just depends on where in the hill country. Which honestly, anywhere in Texas is either a day's drive or a day and a half drive because Texas is so big, honestly. So it's all the same, right? Yes, our kiddo showed. Oh, in Wichita Falls. That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, that is very cool that they showed in. Yeah, we're pretty much our own country. Yes. That's basically how it is. I'm just unwrapping some frames. I'm trying to see if I like these frames for the piece that I did. You guys, I yesterday I just wasn't feeling it. I'm like, I need to do stuff, but I just was not feeling that great. So I decided to finish my first embroidery, and it is so cute. So now I'm like, I want to frame it because it's just so darn adorable and it needs to come out of this frame. So I decided I could sit in here, while I'm chatting with y'all and see if I can find a frame in my she shed that I like for it because I think that would be really precious. And I'm trying to decide if I want to put it in a raid train that I'm in um, for crewels and needle points and stuff like that. I'm in a raid train in April and I'm trying to decide if I want to sell it or keep it. That's like the hard part because you guys, I spent like, I don't know, a million hours on it. If anyone has ever done embroidery, it does take a lot longer than you may think. I would say I probably have like 40 to 50 hours just in this tiny little piece. And it's just insane because, like, you can see how big it is on my hand, but all those stitches, they're either single thread, which is like sewing thread, or two threads, but it still takes a long time to get it to fill that in. I mean, look at the back, it's crazy looking. I started getting lazy. I'm like, I didn't want to cut it, but let's see. I'm trying to decide if I want to put it in. I found these solid wooded frames that have these really cute hangers on them. I'm trying to decide if I kind of like it in there. That is actually pretty cute. I would have to trim it, but that is cute. But I found three of them, and I thought originally I was like, hey, maybe I can do some more mushrooms, and then I could have that in the middle and a mushroom above it and then another mushroom below it, and it would be like a three fur, but I only completed one. Yes, yes. So if you guys ever find these pieces out in the wild, because this one is embroidery, I haven't learned needlepoint or the other ones, but you guys, this took a very, very long time. Like if I zoom in and look at like all the belly detail and all of that, like the belly here is a single thread and that is so many stitches. And then these are threads. It just takes a very long time. It's so crazy. Golden Time Finds. Hi, how are you? I'm just showing off my craft. I'm just excited about it. I'm just happy that I actually completed it. And now I have um I think I have 3 or 4 that I picked up off of Whatnot that are, like, started by somebody, and I wanna see if I can finish them because they're vintage, and I wanna see if I can finish them, so I think that would be really cool. Hey, Corey, Texas Chandelier. You guys, that is my sister-in-law. She sells jewelry, so if anybody likes jewelry, definitely give her a follow. It is amazing detail. I think I picked a really hard one for my first one. And I didn't know it, but it is what it is. You guys, this is just a seller support and a chit chat. So if you guys have questions, drop them in the chat and we can hang out and, do whatever we want to do. I am going to pin this in my shop because I always have it pinned because I feel like it is very helpful. I'm actually going to drop it in as a flash sale just because I feel like it is handy and a lot of people said that it does help them. Being a first time seller is just a shipping guide that I created. I basically wrote it out on a piece of paper initially because Patrick helps me with shipping and he goes and looks at the back end and it tells you like what the weights are and what box it is. And like I was trying to teach him shipping. So I had to like write it all out. But this is kind of like my version in a nutshell, and I feel like it is very helpful. But if anyone's interested, it is useful. If you want me to email it to you, I can do that as well. That's no big deal. You just have to message me. But you guys, it's very helpful. So you've been thinking about selling on Whatnot, completely new. I have sold on eBay since 2003, but the fees are crazy. Yes. The fees you have to consider here is you have 8% fees on your purchase, and then on every single like transaction, you have your credit card fee, which I believe is 2.9% plus 30 cents. So if you sell something for $1, you're making like less than 50 cents on it. But if you sell something for 10, that percentage is a little bit less. So that's just something that you have to consider. But I believe it comes out to like 13 to 16%. So I believe it's a little bit better than eBay. A friend of mine, shooting from the hip vintage, she's another seller on the app. She used to do a lot on the eBay, and it is something that she basically sold everything over here on Whatnot, and she's doing Whatnot because she's able to sell things a lot faster. I don't know if she's making the level of money that she was wanting to do from eBay, to here, but she's able to move more product instead of sitting on it in her closet. So if you have stuff that you want to move, you may put your higher end items still on other platforms and here and see which way you can get it to move. But you can also do shows and sell product a little bit faster because it is a live platform. It is social selling. You can do so much. Like, I have so much stuff, you guys. Like, I'm surrounded with items everywhere around me. Sometimes it does take a little bit of time to move stuff. Okay, Julie has a question, so I'm going to go back and read that. It says, so I did my first show last night, which was probably a little bit of a disaster. Now I'm doing shipping. Can you change the shipping to ground once the label is created? There should be a button. Um, there should be a button underneath where it says generate label and generate the shipping, like the shipping receipt. I can't think of the exact words, but it should be under it. It should be edit shipping label or something like that. You should be able to edit. If you put it packing slip, thank you, Lintro. I just went blank. It's live brain. Underneath that, you can edit it and you would just change your shipping weight. So if you put in over 80 ounces, it should push you into ground unless you put your shipping settings to where it was priority for both for even over 5 pounds. So that's just something to consider, but you can edit your shipping label on the back end. Hopefully that's helpful, Julie. If not, message again in the chat and we'll see if we can help you. I can probably show you on the back end on my iPad. I'll just have to like move my screen around a little bit, but I could probably show you then if you are still struggling with it. Um, okay, I gotta unpin this because that's gonna be driving me nuts on my other screen. It keeps like moving. Okay, there we go. It's over there, you guys. If this is your first time watching me ever on for a seller support, then I'm going to just tell you guys about this right here. If you screenshot and scan this QR code at the bottom of the screen, this QR code is just helpful. I have lots of information on this QR code. One links to my YouTube channel. So if you guys want to ever rewatch any of my shows, this is my selling shows all the way to my seller support shows. You guys can rewatch it on my YouTube channel. It is multicasted over there. So anyone that is watching on YouTube, come over and hang out with us on Whatnot. I cannot see the chat over there right now. And then also, I have a link to the Facebook group, which is a friendly version of the Whatnot groups, because there's many different Whatnot groups out there on Facebook, you guys. But the one that I created is for the vintage category. It is friendly. It is over a year old. There's lots of questions and answers and links and all kinds of information out there. And I feel like it is very helpful if you are a new seller out here. So you can also find that in there. And then I also have a link to my Amazon storefront, which is also includes like products that I actually personally use, from tape to bubble wrap to the thermal printers, stuff like that. Stuff that I've used my own money on, and that I, agree that yes, this is a good product. I use it. I spent my money on it, and I, definitely approve. Just so you know, if you buy anything from my Amazon storefront, I get like a small percentage, and you guys, I don't even get the money until like I can get so much money from Amazon, so it's like pennies on the dollar. So don't even worry about that. It doesn't cost you anymore, but I just like having that out there. Okay, that was my little disclaimer. Any other questions that you guys have, let me know. Let's see. So my son had already printed all the labels. Do you want me to show it to you, Julie? Because I see you said yes, please. Let me know. Yeah, I would say number one, never print all your shipping labels until your box is packed and you can verify that your dimensions and your weight and everything is accurate. Then go in there per box. This is what I do is I take all the items that is going to a customer. Let's say all of this is going, I pack it in a box, and then I put it on the scale and weigh it. And then I go in the back end and I put in my dimensions, I put in the weight, and then I click save. And then I print my label and I print the packing slip all in one go. And then I handle that box. I, tape it up or whatever, put the label on it, and then I go to the next one. The reason I do that, does it take me longer to do it that way? Yes. But you know what? I'm controlling any mistakes from happening because I'm able to say, okay, I packed all these items. Yes, all of that from looking at the packing slip, all of that is in the box. And then number two is that label is now going on that box. So I'm not accidentally sending the wrong items to the wrong customer. So that is the reason I do that, is because I don't want to have any um I don't want to have, any mistakes like that. Okay, you want me to show you on the back end. So let me get out of this screen just a second. I gotta pull up Whatnot um on the website itself and not through the app, so I can actually show you one. And let me just pull up a show. Like all my shipping is done, so um this is going to be a little complicated. Okay, let me see. All shipments. I got to find one that hasn't been delivered. Otherwise, I can't see the screen. So just a second. Um, there we go. Okay, I got to put a sticky note. Oh boy. Oh boy. This might be tricky. just just a second. So you're not penalized if you change it before you print the label. If you You can be penalized if you change it uh when you change the label period, whether you do it before or after, but it just depends on what you're changing. So, like if you're going, for example, if you say this is why you have to sell it correctly so you're not penalized as badly. So let's say I sold this and I sold it as 3 ounces. If you sold this as 3 ounces, you go to pack it up, you have to add bubble wrap, you have your box weight. I can guarantee you this is going to cost, run about 12 ounces to ship it. I would say right now it's probably about I don't know, 6 ounces. Okay. But with bubble wrap and box weight, it's probably going to run about 12 ounces. So if I only charge for 3 ounces of weight, someone's going to have to pay for that shipping. And that is going to be you if you did not sell it correctly. So that would be considered a penalization unless you still have adjustments available, which you can edit and add your adjustments. But if you do that over and over, then that money is going to be coming out of your pocket instead of whatnot. So just FYI, you have to sell it correctly, you guys. Have to sell it correctly. So if you sold it as a 12 ounce, um, because you added on extra weight for the packaging material plus the actual item, you should be fine. It's not going to cost you anything. But we're not perfect as well, you guys. Once you start bundling things together, not everybody's packaging is going to be perfect, but you want to try to get it as close as possible. Okay. So this is like some shipping that I have done. So I'm just going to show you. This is kind of what it looks like on the back end. You have like who your buyer was, and it's going to show like how much they spent, the weight of the item. And then if you kind of scroll it over, it will tell you like what kind of box it will use. And if you see here, it says like first class mail letter, or it will say priority. But if you have already printed it and you need to regenerate, this is below where their address would be. If you see right there, it says unbundle shipment, or you can do generate a new label. You would want to click on the button that says generate new label. And if you click on that, it will get you to the screen where you can edit your box, which I cannot click on this because this is a package that has already went out. Okay. But if you click on generate a new label, hold on. You guys ignore my mess back there. Uh, I'm trying to cover up what it is, but if you click on generate a new label, you can edit it to change the weight and the dimensions for the box. Did I get an email from Whatnot telling them to share feedback? When did you get that email? I would have to look, Marabella. I get so many emails from Whatnot, and a lot of them is, "Hey, your show is live that you bookmarked." So I would have to go look. Um, 1219 Whatnot. I'm making myself a note, and I can message you and let you know if I have it. But if they want your feedback, definitely give them the feedback. I think it would be amazing. Um, I like to send in recommendations to Whatnot of what I think that they could do better. Like, I'm kind of sad at one time if you guys went into the shop button and you can go in there and there was a button that says pre-bids. I absolutely got excited. And then now that pre-bid button is gone and I'm so sad about it. Okay, I want to improve inventory. What would you say? What do you want to improve on inventory? I wish they would fix messages because messages are absolutely bonkers, but it is what it is. I don't understand why we have to have message requests. I miss a lot of messages because I forget to check it, and it's very annoying to me. Marabella by design. Oh my gosh, I wrote whatnot by design instead of Marabella by design. What the heck? Feedback. Okay. I'm trying to go back to the other screen. Hopefully that helped with trying to generate a new label. Just let me know if I missed anything. Um, okay, so you're not penalized if you change it before you print the label. You can change it after the fact, and I don't believe it takes an adjustment if I remember correctly. I'm shipping an art piece 20 by 17. When I go to print the label, do I need to enter the exact dimensions of the box I made? Curated Echo and Ember. I'm just going to tell you, most people are going to want to tell you yes, change the dimensions. Do I always change the dimensions? No, I don't always change the dimensions because sometimes my dimensions are within the 12 by 12 by 12, which is 1728. And if I do the math on my dimensions, it's within that. So I don't make an adjustment because I know my box is going to be within those dimensions. Now, if my box is going to be beyond it, then yes, I will make the adjustment changes. And then yes, you would have to pay shipping, but usually I don't change it because most of the time it's within those dimensions. Especially with art, it may be like 20 by 17, and then would be like 3 inches. Now I want to do the math and see. What is the math? What is the math on that? Where's my calculator? Where's my calculator? Let me see. You said 20 by 17 by, let's say, 3, and that is 1,020. So that is under the 1728. So no, I wouldn't make the changes. But let's say your box is 28 by 24 by 4. That is 2,688. Then yes, I would change the box size. Okay. That's just one thing that you want to consider it. So you can have equivalent volume. Yes. Yes, it's dimensional weight. That's another thing that we need to learn and consider when you guys are selling on here. I never really thought about this at the beginning of my selling process. But let's say you have a piece of art. Let's say you have a piece of art and it's really light, like really, really light. Most art does not weigh a ton, but it's just it's awkwardly shaped, right? And with those awkward shaped dimensions, we need to consider dimensional weight. So you may put that piece of art on the scale and it's going to tell you it is 1 to 2 pounds. But because of its dimensions, and you're going to have to add packing material to it, you're going to at least charge 5 pounds for that thing because it is the awkward size. It's going to need more packaging material. It's going to need a bigger box. You want to have more cushion to it. So you want to consider dimensional weight as well as the size that you're shipping. If I am considering dimensional with weight with this, I really wouldn't have to do that, but bigger pieces, yes. Does that make sense, you guys? Welcome in. Oh my gosh. I see Garden State Finds, which is Thrifty Whore. You will forever be Thrifty Whore in my eyes. That was her username. That was her username once upon a time. There's Patrick. Welcome in. Let's see. You'll start doing your mass. I would say just do your mass if you feel like your box is kind of on the border of if you need to make dimensional changes. I just mailed out a ton of packages. They were big and whatever they were, but I know because of how thin it was, I wasn't going to measure it because I know my dimensions were fine. But when they start getting to be a little bit bigger, then just, pull the tape measure out. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt if you're questioning if it's within the 1728. And anyone that is coming in, if you're like, where is she getting the 1728? You do 12 times 12 times 12 in the calculator, and that is the cubic inches is what I'm talking about. So you would just take your length times width times height, and that's how you get your dimensions on your actual box. That's what I'm talking about. Hopefully that helps. I just drug all yours to the post office, hoping they were open today, and they were not. Oh, did you get snow there, Lintro? We are full on operating here. We have sunshine and it's a little bit cooler today, but you guys here in Texas, it's going to be like 80 degrees tomorrow. So if anyone wants to get warm, you may want to come to Texas for a little bit. How do you know how much more to charge for bigger boxes? It's just for your box size that you may need for something that you're shipping. So let's say you weigh something. Um, all post offices are closed today in New Jersey. Oh my gosh. You know what you guys could do if your post offices are closed? You can submit a notification to whatnot and say, hey, I tried to drop off my packages to the post office and they are currently closed today due to the snow. And please make sure that my on time shipping is not affected, and just have it noted on your account because with the current updates with the shipping, I feel like that's going to be important for you guys since you're not going to be able to drop off and get that scan. Just because you scan it with your phone doesn't mean it's dropped off at the post office. So I would at least notify whatnot. I was hoping it was only a couple blocks from your house, but oh man, that's rough, you guys. Okay, how do you know how much to charge for bigger boxes? Okay, bigger boxes, how much to charge? Um, what's the best way to answer that? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. I need to grab something, and I think it would help with your understanding of items. Let me grab a few things, you guys, because I feel like if you can have a visual, it'll help you understand a little bit better. I need something really big. Um, Here. Okay, let's do this. Wait, what? That did not come from there. Okay. Anyways, okay, if you were to see how big this is compared to my ear, my head, it is tiny. If you put this on the scale, it will probably weigh under 3 ounces, most likely. So if you add bubble wrap, and a box, most likely you're going to be sitting at 4 to 7 ounces, most likely to ship this cute little bunny. Okay. So you would consider your weight. And what I tell a lot of the new sellers is I would say at minimum, double your weight of your item to account for the box weight and ship bubble wrap and all of that. And just so you know that if you wrap with paper, it adds more weight than bubble wrap does. Just FYI, paper weighs a little bit more. So that is just something to consider. Now, Friday, yeah, it was Friday. I was shipping a lot of art pieces. If you guys can see, I have a lot of art behind me. I was also shipping pieces like this, which is just thin pieces of paper that you could frame because, it is lighter to ship these, but these still will cost money to ship just because you have to wrap it in cardboard and put another piece of cardboard around it to keep it, nice and flat because it is a piece of paper. So whenever I was charging for these pieces of paper may only weigh like 1 ounce, but I was still charging 4 to 7 ounces for this, not necessarily because the paper being heavy, because obviously it's not. I had to charge because of the cardboard to keep it flat and to ship it to them to keep it nice and safe. And I also wrapped it in saran and everything to keep it all uh, waterproofed. Waterproofed. Okay. So that might be crazy, but you have to consider like what you're shipping. So, like something like this, I charged 4 to 7 ounces and I was right on the money there. Um, Now, if I was shipping something like this with some other pieces, this may weigh 2 pounds because it is glass. But then you also have to think about, do I have to take it apart to ship it? Which I personally would because I don't like things being able to vibrate with glass. So I would wrap these pieces separately, which adds on to the weight. The size of the item means I'm going to have a bigger box to put it in. Bigger box means it's going to take a heavier box for shipping. So if this weighs 2 pounds, I would charge it as a 3 to 4 just to give me a little bit more cushion for the box weight, the bubble wrap for both the top and bottom, and then, just to have all the cushion around it. You know what I mean? It seems a little nuts, but glass does take a lot more protection. Now, if you are shipping something like this, okay, you see how big it is compared to my head? It is big. If you want me to measure it, you know what? I'm going to measure it. This frame measures 23 inches. And I love shipping art, you guys. 23 by 19. 23 by 19. Do I honestly want to ship a frame with other pieces? That's another thing that you need to consider whenever you load items into your shop. Do I want to ship this with this? That's just asking for problems, personally, because any pressure put on canvas, what happens? You're going to put a dent in it and then it's going to look ugly because you're forever going to see the dent in it until you get it tightened back up and then it's painted. Are you going to make it crack? Do we really want to go there? No. So that's another thing you need to consider. Do I need to do a single ship? Just put the painting inside the bottle. Oh my gosh, be more thrifty. You're hilarious. I would do this as a single ship. You're hilarious. And you can put that in as a custom profile. On my last seller support show, I believe I talked about doing a custom profile, how to enter it in. You can put in the weight and everything. So I would put this on the scale, and most likely this will be like 3 pounds, just this, not counting the box or the bubble or anything else to keep it protected. I would most likely put this in as a single ship, and I may just suck it up and I will pay the rest of the shipping. So someone doesn't have to pay, $15 to have it shipped to them. And I may cushion some of that shipping into my cost of the item. Or you can keep your costs low and you can charge your customer a single ship for 8 pounds or 6 pounds, whatever you feel it may be for this piece to ship it safely. Um, I would practice, shipping some pieces of art. I also have a live about different ways that you can pack art, to give you guys more ideas, but that's just something that, to consider what you want to do. Yeah, that's another thing, you guys. Have you considered if you do preloading, you can cushion some of your cost into your cost of your item if you're going to be covering more shipping. You are the only one of the people that I like to listen to explaining shipping. I think other people are rage bait. I try to make it point and simple, but I don't know if I'm that great at explaining. I hope it's helpful. So is 12 by 12 by 12 the standard size? Whatnot assumes yes. And it's dimensional weight, which is the 1728 cubic inches, Libby. So if it's beyond, why are you home?
I'm running burn. I gotta sports.
Okay. See you later
Shit's broke. It's a Monday.
at the plant.
Oh, everywhere.
Oh,
It's a fucking Monday. I'm about to just come take this job and shove it.
oh. Get you a chocolate shake before you come home. I promise chocolate shakes help.
No, not today.
Okay, bye. Can you guys tell that he's having a bad day? Poor guy. Okay, what was I saying? What was I saying? Poor man. He came home at lunch and you could tell he was in a mood and he was just, everything's broken. Yes, chocolate shake. Yeah. Tell him be happy we're not living in New England. Oh my gosh, you guys, January, Texas got a lot of ice and snow and everything, and he had the most freaking overtime ever. It's like the world shut down and everybody relies on the city around here, and there's only like 3 or 4 people. It was crazy. It was crazy. Um, who says no to the chocolate shake? He's skinny, man. He might. I have to tell him to eat food sometimes, but it may help. Let's see. I missed some questions, guys. Sorry about that. I need to start doing more shipping profiles for the bigger pieces. Yes, Lintro. Need ideas. Girl, I got so much art I need going, but the box sizes are hard. I'm glad that you guys like me explaining it and it is helpful. Explain the 921 flat shipping. What does that package size look like? How do we set it up? Okay, you guys, that is opening a can of worms. That is going to open a can of worms when we talk about max shipping 921. Because that's another thing that you guys need to consider. If you are a seasoned seller in here, there's several sellers that feel like you have to offer max shipping 921, but I feel like you also have to have the room to be able to offer it because if you have one person that buys 50 of your items and you do max shipping 921, you're going to be eating a lot of shipping. They're going to be spending more money with you, but you're going to be eating a lot of shipping just to get it to you. So you need to make sure that whatever you're selling during that one show and what is also offered in your buy it now is not going to eat you alive in shipping costs. So such as if you offer max shipping 921 and you put a lot of art in your show and bigger pieces that are single ships. So every time there's a single ship that's directly coming out of your pocket. So just FYI, you need to consider that. I learned that the hard way. Um, I need to go back to the shipping here on shipping here. I didn't even think about the bin with that. Yeah, you have to consider your bin items as well as the items you're selling in your show for doing max shipping. Okay, now if you do a frame like this and you do it as a single ship, somebody was asking about how that works with the 12 by 12 by 12 dimensions. So, like I said, this frame wasn't it 23 by 19? Yeah, 23 by 19s by, I'm going to say this is probably 2 inches thick. So it's going to be a 4 inch thick box. So if this frame is 23 by 19 by 2, we're going to add at least 2 inches leeway everywhere around. So that's going to be 25 by 21 by 4, roughly a box size that you are going to need. So if I go over to my iPad, and let's go to the calculator. And this is exactly what I'm typing in. I'm typing in 25 by 21 by 4. That's 2,100 cubic inches. 2,100 cubic inches. And we have to keep it for 921. It has to be 1728. So that already there is going to cost you more in shipping to ship this beautiful piece just because of its dimensions alone. So do you necessarily want to charge your customer $5 for 5 pounds? No. You may want to charge your customer 8 pounds to ship this item because 8 pounds is going to cost more in shipping, and that should pad your 2,100 cubic inches for the box size plus your shipping weight. Okay. That's where dimensional weight comes in because it is a bigger box. You're going to need more cushion because of the dimensions of your item. So you may want to charge your customer about 8 pounds to ship it so it goes to them safely and where it doesn't come out of your pocket as much. So you're not only charging your customer for weight, but also dimension. I'm going to put that on the floor. I'm going to knock it over. Does that make sense? Let me open my chair is driving me bonkers. For your art, do you create boxes or do I thrift them? Rusted Willow, a lot of them we do Franken boxes. We create our own boxes. Recently we did an order from a rancher because we get our own beef from a rancher and they come in all of our meat comes in these boxes. And I was like, oh my gosh, Patrick, we're keeping these boxes because they're perfect for art. And I have so far shipped 2 pieces of art in those boxes, and they are absolutely fantastic. But a lot of times, what I do is I get my shipping bubble wrap from Amazon, which is like 700 feet of bubble wrap. I saved all of those boxes and I used those boxes to create Franken boxes for art like this because I'm able to cut it down because it's such a big box when you uh, fold it flat. Um, One thing I'm loving about all of this is that I'm able to tell middle schoolers why my math, yes, math is very important. And being able to use a calculator is important. So as long as all the sides are enclosed, it will ship. Um, yes, I think it needs to be sealed up, rusted willow. I mean, you can't send an open box to your customer. So, sometimes when I ship items to my that is art, do I have a box near me? Let me go grab a box. Hold on. Hold on. Let me grab a box. I'm just gonna use a small box, but you guys are gonna get an idea what I'm talking about. Now, to safely get your items to your customer, yes, is it better to have a flat side, to your box for shipping art instead of a point? Yes. But I have shipped art where I slipped it in a box like this. I slipped my piece of art. I'm just going to use this frame so you guys can kind of picture it. I wrap it, saran wrap it, it's papered, extra bubble, and then I slip it in a box like this. Okay. And then I end up taping the sides down just like that. And I have shipped art just like this. Okay. So this is all bubbled, and then I put my big bubble all around it, and then I just slip it in there like this. And then I just tape the sides down. And sometimes I slip cardboard in here if I feel like the frame's going to get hit right here. I'll slip more cardboard right there where it's slit just for extra padding, and I tape it down so the sides may look like that with a lot of tape, and I tape all the way around it, and it ships just fine. I maybe had one little damage to one corner of a frame, but otherwise it's been pretty good. I feel like I've gotten better. And then put that inside. You can put it inside another box, but typically I don't because I have paper around my frame. Actually, if your frame has glass on it, I put tape on the glass. I do paper, and then I do the small bubble, and then I do my big bubble from my bubble machine, and I wrap all of that around it. Okay. And then I slip it in here, and then it has the cardboard, and it's fine. It arrives fine. So, but that's how sometimes I do ship items when I'm struggling with getting a box to have corners, or sometimes I do make a box with corners. It just depends on the frame. You never really know, or what box I have available to make it work. Painter's tape on glass. Yes, you can do painter's tape on glass, or I use the masking tape. And what I typically do, we're just going to pretend this is my frame, is I do one big piece from corner to corner, and one corner like fold over, and then I lay all the other pieces on top of that big piece, and then I put a label. I say pull here. So I'm hoping that when my customer gets it, they can pull that corner and all the pieces of tape should come off with it, instead of them struggling trying to pick them all off because I was trying to protect the glass from breaking. Or if it shattered, at least it wouldn't be a big mess. But I'm hoping that, does that make sense? One big piece. I do one big piece here. I fold it over. I do another cross, another crisscross. I do like a star pattern. And then I write a note. This is the bottom piece. So I write pull here so they know to pull here, and it should lift all the tape in one. So I just kind of do like a star pattern. The reason I do tape is if the glass were to get damaged, or if it gets whacked enough where the glass were to shatter, I'm hoping that the tape will help hold it together and there won't be so many pieces of glass everywhere inside the box. It can happen, you guys. It can totally happen because it is glass just in there. But I feel like that is very helpful, just in case it were to happen. And you can pull it out. Opening one of her packages. You're relieved compared to the 10 minutes of detaping per item from others. Yeah. Yeah. Heart to Haven. Her name is Lily. She's trying to get started on here as a seller. She's bought lots of things from me. And another thing that I like to do, you guys, instead of putting packaging tape on my bubble, I try to use saran wrap. Reason because is it's a pain in the butt to get tape off of bubble wrap, and I feel like if saran wrap, you can just undo that, and then you could pull your bubble off, and it's a lot easier. And also, if you are shipping to another seller, they can reuse that stuff. And if we can reuse our plastics a little bit more, then it's less waste to the environment. So that's also a win. I like being able to reuse product as long as it's still in good condition to reuse. I like to reuse boxes, reuse bubble, reuse paper if it's still good. Now, if it got wet, the bubbles all popped. If it has tape all over it, I don't want to use it. I'll get rid of it. But I try to reuse it. I haven't missed any other questions, have I? Um, so all my shipping supplies comes from Amazon. Dobson, my bubble wrap does. I have a bubble machine for the bigger bubble, and I get the bubble off of Amazon as well. I get my tape from Walmart. That's my most favorite tape, and it's just easy for me to order. I order like a bunch of it and I have it shipped to me, and it gets to me like the next day. And then my saran wrap comes from Amazon, just whatever the good deal is. The last one I got was a 6 pack for, I think it was $38, and I feel like it's a good one. Oh man. Let me see if I can find them on my iPad so I can show you. It's at Walmart. I feel like it's a good brand and I get quite a bit. Walmart. I guess I need a link to what I like to use from Walmart. They would not give me affiliate links, to where I can have like a little page. So Walmart sucks for that, but it's fine. Packaging. Packing tape. I'm waiting for it to come up. Brand of bubble machine. That is going to be linked at the bottom of the screen. You see the QR code. If you take a screenshot of that, you should be able to get to my Amazon storefront. I have the link to both bubble machines. The current bubble machine that I have, which is JZ Brain, and then I want to upgrade to a faster one, which that is also on there as well. It's just out of stock all the time. I haven't ordered it yet. Okay, this is the packaging tape that I use from Walmart. I hate how it looks on my iPad, but it looks like, oh my word. It looks like that. Oh, focus. Why is that so blurry? Okay, I give up. I give up. Go back. It was bigger on the other screen. And now it's freaking gone. Hold on. It looks like that, you guys. It's 4 rolls, you get 440 yards, and it's $12.48, and they have it in the store, which is a plus. I can just go and grab it. There you go. Okay, hopefully you guys got that screenshot. I'm getting hot in here. I need to freaking turn on some regular air instead of my heater. I'm like, why am I sweating? There we go. Okay. Turn off the heater. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get back to the chat. I'm a good packer. Do I use newspaper to fill gaps in boxes? Livy, you can use packing paper. I used to buy the paper from Walmart. They were in the big packs. I think it was like $12 for a big pack of paper, but now I buy the rolls of paper, and I got like a paper cutting machine, paper cutter. You stick the roll on a holder, and you can rip the paper off to whatever size that you need. And it's basically newspaper that hasn't been printed on. And I use that now for packing paper, unless I have packing paper from boxes. But then, yes, I also get newspaper from a store up the road from me. So I use that as well. I just try not to wrap my items in the newspaper just because the ink can rub off. I'll use it for elsewhere in the box. I wrap the saran wrap into a big ball for reuse. Oh, I never even thought to reuse the saran wrap. I have a pro tip to help with shipping. Use your takeout drink carriers for space filling. Save them and grate slightly crushed. Oh, that's a good idea. Like butcher paper. Okay, what equipment do I need? Actually, Dobson, you need to join my Facebook group. The link at the bottom of the screen also has a link to the Facebook group. You're gonna love it because I actually have a post out there, and you need to look how to be a seller. I believe that's how it's listed on that group. But you join with your normal name. That's fine. Just enter your information and we can get you approved. And I'll try to see if I can put that post into featured once I get off of here. But I made a post out there that if you want to be a seller, what all you need to become a seller, like the basic things to get started. You're going to need a phone or a device to go live from. So typically, most of us have a cell phone that we can use. So you can use your phone. You need a stand to keep it steady unless you're going to be, doing a lot of scanning. Um, you're going to need, boxes and bubble wrap and tape. You're going to need to be able to print your labels. So you need to have a printer of some sort. Do you have to have a thermal printer when you first get started? No, you do not. You do not need a thermal printer when you first get started. I used a regular printer when I started for about 2 months. And then I invested my earnings back into myself. And I got a thermal printer. And that is also on my Amazon link. It's like I think it was last $70. It's a yeah, thermal printer and then the labels, they will save you so much money in the long run. So I would say if you feel like you're going to be successful and you want to invest in your business, definitely invest in your business. You can write those off for tax purposes. Just keep track of your purchases, which that's already in your Amazon account. So it's easy. Yeah, you don't have to have an expensive thermal printer, you guys. Just buy a cheap one. I don't care what brand it is. I have a Jaden. Some people use a Polino, some other people use some other brands. Just buy a cheap one. It will work just fine. Mine's been working for like almost 2.5 years now. And um, what else do you need? A tape measure. Tape measure. If you're going to be selling glass, you want to get a 365 395 light. Um, I like having packing like masking tape. I always have masking tape on hand or painter's tape. I like to have that as well, just because that's handy, especially if you do random pulls. You can write their names down and stick it to the surface. I'm trying to think what else is on there. You're obviously going to need a pen. If anybody else is a seller in here and you can think of something that we need, just let me know. That masking tape doesn't. Yeah, Dobson, that's another thing is would I put tape, even painter's tape can ruin items, you guys, just FYI. Would I put tape directly on a printed surface like that? No, I would not. I would stick it like to the side of the frame or on the back of it. Yeah, you're gonna need a drink. So I would probably put a piece of tape to the back and label it. Now, if I was selling something like this and on the bottom it had a sticker like its maker, would I put this right on top of that sticker? No, I would not. I would put it somewhere else and I would just kind of leave it like that and it would be fine. Um, so you also have to think about that, just where you're actually sticking those stickers. I can't stand label stickers. I won't buy items that have them. Oh, yeah. I just like using this just because I can peel like the corner, fold it over, and I could peel it up really easily. Um, Sometimes I even use post-it notes. If like if I'm selling art like this, I'll put a post-it note on it like that because I know it's not going to ruin my piece, that I'm selling. It will easily come off and it won't ruin it. So if you're going to be selling something like that, you may consider let's have some cheap post-it notes. I actually got this at the Dollar Tree, you guys. You can cut it in half. You can rip it. You can make them smaller. You can make it last. You don't have to have the top of the line for anything. Yeah, Sharpies. thick Sharpie to black out previous stuff on a box. I have a really thick Sharpie. It's actually a paint pen. It's black. It's has like the end on it that is really thick. And I used to use that to black out stuff, and it's very handy. But yes, that's what yeah, that is very handy. Yes. You start to get creative as a seller to find what works for you. You need a small pouch, keep it in your purse always. Oh yeah. You know what I always have on me? This is legit in my pocket. I have my car keys. And look at this. I have a little tape measure. Bam. I always have it on me, you guys. It's legit in my pocket. I can't get it back into my car if I don't have it in my pocket. So, you always have a tape measure on you. And you can always get, I believe I have it in my Amazon storefront, is the little lights so you can recharge. I have 365, 395, and you can easily fit those in your purse or your pocket, which I actually walk around with them in my pocket when I'm at the flea market, which is really handy. And a quality scissors or box cutter. Yankee, you're just fancy. I got some cheap ones at the Dollar Tree, and I have scissors everywhere because I lose scissors like it's Christmas wrapping day. So I have scissors here. I have two more pairs over there. I have two more pairs over there. I have a pair over there. I have three or four over there because I lose them all the time, you guys. So oh my gosh, my chair's driving me crazy. I showed up to an estate sale with my black light measuring tape magnet. Lady looked at me, said, "This is not your first rodeo." Nope. They know you're serious. Yes. Good lighting. Right now, you guys can tell I have ring light, but I think that's gonna be one of my another investments I want to get into is I want the soft box lighting. So it's basically like a really big square and it has like a film over it and the lights behind it. And I want to get the softbox lighting. And it can come with two, so you can have a light here and a light here. So it helps with your lighting overall instead of just having the ring light that you guys see everywhere. I feel like that's gonna be helpful, but I haven't upgraded to that yet. I would say be discreet if you want to check, look up flash. Wait, what? Who you flashing, Rusted Willow? Why are you doing that in private? What? I'm dying. What do you use to check magnetizing of something? I have a magnet somewhere, Mirabella, but I don't know where it is. But I bought a magnet from um Nifty Thrifty Brittany. I ordered a magnet from her and it was on a keychain, but I get paranoid with having that near my keys. And I think it's on my old purse, but I bought it from her to help her get to her 1,000 sales. So it's a win-win for me because I can use it. I feel like I'm getting different comments over here versus over here. Do you have a separate random pool for listings for each shipping profile combo weights? I was trying to look earlier today. Oh, yes, I do. Let me see. Let me show you what that looks like. I'll just pull them over from my listings. Just a second. Turn one, two. I'm just gonna pull like four of them over so you can see what they look like. Auction. Okay, I pinned it, but if you guys go look in my shop tab, right now you will be able to see several of them. I created the thumbnail on the Canva, and so like I made each one that says like 1 pound, and I labeled it with a letter. So 1 pound is E, and then I have F, which I'm putting at the bottom. F is 1 to 2 pounds. G is 2 to 3 pounds. H is 3 to 4 pounds, and I believe I have some other ones that are like single ships, 5 pounds, single ships, 8 pounds. So it's already pre-labeled for me. So if I take my phone and I'm going to an estate sale, these are the listings that I use whenever I'm running stuff live. And then after the item sells, I'll hold it up like on the camera, which my camera is going to be flipped. I'll hold it up on the camera and I'll take a screenshot. And so then I know this item will be sold to whoever it says at the bottom of the screen right here. So I know for shipping. That is the easiest way to keep track of that, especially if you were selling live and on the go. You're not going to necessarily want to carry tape with you and keep up with a marker. It's just easier to take a screenshot and it's just saved for you. Okay, let's see. When you run a flash sale, is it during pinning the item or are you using a phone or tablet? I typically do my flash sales if I can. I start them before I actually go live. If I am live, then I just do it on my other device. I'm not like making my camera like do crazy stuff. So like this one I'm about to do a flash sale on. I didn't change the time, but I just flashed them on that, and that is going. Show, do you go about asking the person running the sale? Do they decline a lot? Pinky clam, a lot of them. I feel like you got to be creative in how you ask estate sales because I started getting into a lot of the nitty gritty with some estate sale companies, and they were like, "No, you can't do that. You're glitching." Can you guys see me? Ah. Hold on. Let me move this over. Am I glitching? I can see you fine. No, not glitching. Okay, why are you not going in there? Oh, that's the wrong plug. Hello. Why did they change the plugs from iPhones to iPads? Drives me nuts. My phone is going down, so I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. There we go. There we go. Let's go back over here. I got to scroll back. Um, Number all your items that helps both the seller and the mods. Oh yes, if you preload your items, Yankee Peddler definitely number your items. That is very helpful. Very, very helpful. Like for cadmium, I do. Oh, I missed a question, I feel like somewhere. Was someone asking how I made these listings at the bottom of the screen with 1 pound and 2 pounds? If that's what someone was asking, let me know. Let's see. Oh my gosh, my chat is like messed up. Let me go back and make sure I messed it. When I run a flash sale, I do that from my phone. Okay. Exactly what I was trying to figure out earlier. It will pull multiple random same category. Oh, Livy, did I answer your question about my listings down here? Like if I were to run one of these at the bottom of the screen, you guys see that it says F and it'll say random pull 1 to 2 pounds. If one of these sell, it'll be F 1 to 2 pounds and it'll say on the back end number one, it'll be hashtag number one. And if I sell another one, it'll be F this and it'll be hashtag number two. So that's how I notice the difference. Now, if I'm live at my house and I have time to label items, then all I have to do is take a piece of tape and write like F, number one, F number two, and then that's how I will know which each item is if you don't do the screenshot. And yes, you do a big high number of quantity. Yes. So like if you see on I don't know if you guys can see the quantity, but on my 1 to 2 pounds that I have pinned at the bottom right now, I have 469 of those available. So I can run that 469 times before I run out. So you want to do a lot. If you're just starting out, 100 will probably work, but I use these, quite a bit sometimes. So I just do a big number so I don't have to worry about it. And before you go live, you can always check and make sure that you have them loaded up and you're good. Um, okay, so do you go about asking the person running the sale or do they just kind of go, oh, I got distracted with that pinky glam. I'm so sorry. Some of the estate sale companies told me, no, they don't want me going live with people around. And then some other ones, I'm like, I'm just shopping with my friends and I want to walk around and, have them shop with me. Are you okay with that? I will pay whatever gets sold, that they want, before I leave. And they're usually like, okay, that's fine. And one company, they were like really hesitant. And I was like, just don't worry about it. Everything that I'm putting aside, I'm purchasing, so you don't have to worry about it. You just charge me like a regular customer. I'm just going to be in there talking to my phone a lot. Okay. And once they saw like how much stuff that I was buying and selling, they were completely over it. It's just they don't understand. And so I feel like initially, until you can explain the whole process to them, just say, hey, I have my friends on the phone. They weren't able to come. Are you okay with me, scanning around? I'm not going to film your customers per se. I'm just scanning the items that you have here. Are you okay with me doing that? Generally, they're going to be like, yeah, that's fine. And that's what I would do. Sorry, I squirreled. I squirrel a lot. Number your items. Okay, let's see. Let's see. You were, but I never know. Yeah, sometimes my internet kind of glitches. I was in the middle of answering. Question about books and media mail. Is it possible? Yes. I typically, if I load books, and if you guys can see, like I have books over there. If I load those in the show with other items that I'm selling that is just vintage decor, I will load them in as antique and vintage books, and I will actually put in the correct weight for them to be. Now, if your customer only buys books and only books, the label that is generated on your box, instead of it saying US, was it USPS priority or USPS ground, your label is actually going to say media mail if they only buy books. So, in order to ship media mail, they have to go in a brown box. They cannot go in a priority box. They have to go in a brown box or a poly mailer or a bubble mailer, but it cannot say priority anywhere on the box. So, I would just put it in a regular brown box and ship it to my customer, and it's good to go. But here's another thing is if you're selling, like I say, I like to do a lot of books with my other decor. So if your customer buys a book and then they buy, you know, um, this bunny and then they buy this decanter and it's all in one box, you're going to get a regular label of either priority or ground for that box, and you can put it in the appropriate box that it needs to go in. You won't get a media mail label. It's only if it's only books that are being shipped. Now, media mail gives the post office rights to access your box. They can open it up and see what the hell you're shipping. So do not ship magazines that have advertisements in it. So don't ship it that way, because they will seal it back up and then they will charge your customer even more money. I would only use it for books. Postcards, if you're shipping postcards, I used to do a lot of ephemera shows. If you're selling them like 2 to 3 at a time, I would venture into the realm of the 78-cent shipping and just explain to your customers at the beginning of the show that, hey, you have to buy X amount of items to where you get like 4 ounces worth in order to get a ground label. Otherwise, it may take up to 2 weeks to get to you because I have it set up for 78-cent shipping for per ounce. So you can get cheaper shipping because it is just a postcard or a photo. And I still wrap those in like cardstock and then I ship it in a white envelope. But I just tell them, like, you just need to swipe a little bit more to get to 4 ounces. But at least they have more bang for their buck to swipe for you instead of paying $4 for a single postcard to have it shipped to them. So that's what I typically did when I did ephemera shows. Do I like the rung next? Wait. Hold on. Custom labels, right? Quantity 100. Yeah, I answered that. And I will put in a high number. Yes, I answered that. Okay. Do I like the run next button? I do like the run next button only if I'm doing a random pull, like you see at the bottom of the screen, and one item has already sold, and I am going to run that same item again at that same cost, like start bid. If you guys see, it says 1 to 2 pounds and it says $6. If I run that again, one of them solds, and then it says run next, I can hit it again. It'll run exactly the same. That is really nice. Or if I set up an item in my shop that there is a quantity of two, and I hit run next to run the second item of that quantity, it will work perfectly. Now, the run next button any other time, it's awful. Never push it. You can only do it when you want to have it exactly the same as what you have on your screen. Otherwise, it'll just jump to something random in your shop. So, run next is not always your best friend. You have to know when to use it and when not to use it. Is there a way to enlarge the print so that you can read the chat? Last night I couldn't read the chat, so it was hard for me to engage. Julie, I can show you what I do. So right now you guys are on. Right now you're looking at me on the camera, which is from my iPhone. And what I like to do is I go over to my iPad, which you guys know iPads are a bigger screen. And this is how I'm kind of reading the chat right now, just because it's easier for my eyeballs. But this is how you guys normally see the chat, right? And you can also go live from your iPad, which I do that sometimes whenever I go live. But if I want to see more of the chat, I hit this arrow, go up, and there you go. Look how much bigger that is. This is my thumb for reference. It is a lot bigger to read versus how it is on your phone because obviously it is a bigger screen. So I would use a tablet, and I feel like that will help you a lot. Okay, flip the screen. You guys ignore my mess everywhere because, it's just my shed and I'm always moving stuff around. Um okay, I lost where I was, so hold on just a second. Is there a way to enlarge print? We can see numbers. We can see the option tab. Yes. I feel like I'm going to have to watch this tutorial 10 times. All this amazing info section. Dobson, you can go to my YouTube channel and rewatch this anytime. Please give me a follow. I would appreciate it. I'm slowly growing my YouTube channel and I need to work on getting more videos out there to help all the new sellers, all the ins and outs of whatnot. But definitely, you will be able to watch any of my selling shows and seller support shows out there. How are you pricing those? I'm not ready for that kind of show. Livy, I'm behind on the chat. So, what are you talking about on pricing? And I can answer that for you. Estates. Oh, estate sales. I saw it over here. That's another good thing about having two chats. With estate sales, let's say you go in and it's like the first few days before they have the discount days. So let's say I really like showing this one off. So let's say they have this ticketed or marked that it's $3, then I typically say it's going to be double sticker price or a minimum of $4. So if something's like $1 in the store, it says $1 on there, I'm not going to double it for two because I'm only going to get $1 back and I'm not making any money to cover my cost in gas, bubble, taxes, all of that. So my minimum would have to be four. You can set your own minimum. Some people have $6 minimums. Some people have $5 minimums. But I feel like four is okay. But that's just something to consider. But I would say double your price if you are shopping lives or estate sales or antique stores, thrift shops. That's what I typically do at minimum. Now, if you're shipping something crazy and it's a single ship, and it's a lot of money, then that's completely up to you if you want to double it. Let's say something's $150. Do you want to charge them 300? Do you want to cut them a deal? That's your discretion as a seller. I mean, that's completely up to you, but you also have to consider whatever you're shipping, that is a lot of money. You're going to have to be consider you're going to have to, let's say it's $150 and you sell it for 200, you need to consider that anything over 100 you need to add additional insurance for, so that's going to cost you more money. Your costs for bubble wrap and all of that, so that's going to be very helpful. Just consider that, okay? Let's. See, I'm like listening. I have a chance for you and me to make money, or I cannot. So later. Yep, exactly. I answered postcard questions. So during a book show, shipping sets. Rested Willow, your media mail question. If you're just doing a book show and a book show only, I would just leave it as the default settings for your show. So I would turn on, your first class mail letter. If you're going to do giveaways and you want the cheaper giveaways, I would do 1 to 5 pounds as priority. And then over 5 pounds, I would leave as ground. I would just leave it as the default settings that Whatnot gives you. And then if you're doing a book only show, then you just need to load if you do a random poll like this, do a random poll and set your categories as vintage and antique books or whatever that category is. And then just enter it that way. Unless you preload them all, then you want to make sure they're in the book category. So then it prompts media mail. Or you can do what Amy Perrin does. Amy Perrin does I know you watch her, so I'm just going to call this out. Amy Perrin does a lot of book shows, you guys. So she will go through all these books that she has and she does claims. And if you want a book, she'll be like, "Okay, Nancy, you're going to get this book and I'm going to set it aside for you." And then you make a pile and then at the end of the show or whenever you're ready to check out, she'll be like, "Okay, Nancy, you have 5 books here. They're running at $3 a piece, so that's 15, and that's going to go in a flat rate box. So she's going to charge you a flat rate box to put all 5 books in." And so that's how she does it. So it's just completely up to you if you want to try to just run them individually or if you want to do a bundle book show. It's completely how you want to do it. But that's just something to consider. If you run it how Amy Perrin does, I wouldn't put your categories as in the book category. I would just put it in as vintage decor, just so it prompts a regular label so you can put it in a flat rate box. I was thinking general 1 pound, 1 to 2, 3 to 4. Yeah, typically books are either 12 to 15 ounces for like the smaller ones, 1 pound, 1 to 2 pounds, and then like the really big books. Yeah, they're gonna be heavier. So yeah. Um, and any box can be priority, but only brown and random for ground. Yes, correct. Libby well, yes. What stand do I use for the iPad, Marabella? I have a link to that in my Amazon storefront, which I believe I have. Let me go back to pin the thingy majigger. If you can't find it, just message me and let me know and I can send it to you, but it should be linked in my storefront. But I like it. It actually can hold your phone and it can hold an iPad, which I really like. And if I put the base all the way on the floor, and I'm 5'8", it can go like above my head, which is amazing. So I can have it short like it is right now, and then it can go really tall, which I feel like that kind of gives me a little bit more flexibility. And I can actually tip it forward about like that, and then it can go straight, which is nice. So if I want to do face forward to the table, that is really cool too. So, and I would say I've had it about 6 to 8 months and it's been doing good for me. Um, the seller in general, you have to watch your costs. It only works if it works. Yes. You want a book show? Okay, I read that. I'm about to get a chest contraption. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, shoot from the hip. You finally made it. Hello, hello. Have you been drowning in shipping? Let me know. What's your question? Oh, a chest. Oh, for your phone. Is that what you're talking about? I have one. Where did I put it? Shoot. I look so dumb when I wear it. That's probably why it's hidden again. I found it the other day and then I lost it already. I got one of those that you put it around your neck. It's a loop, and then it comes down to about right here, and it holds it. I think I want one that magnetizes because the one I have just has the um, pull apart one like a regular stand. and it works. I just want it to be a little bit further away because right now it's like really close to my face, and I feel like I have to do this to read the chat. But it does work fine. It works fine. It's weird. Now, with a lady having boobs, when you're walking around, it does bounce. So I have to like hold it a little bit. And then if I want to do like higher on the shelf or lower, I have to like tilt it. But it's fine. It's not like a phone. But I feel like it would work better for a man or someone that's more flat chested because I feel like, they bounce when you're walking. But I think people get it. If you're moving around, there's going to be some level of bouncing. But now I'm like, where did I put it so I could show you guys? Did I move it over here? Oh, I found it the other day and I was like, man, I hate that thing. And I probably hit it and I don't know where I put it. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I'm glad I asked. I think I want to use the one that Matt Attack Live uses, and he told me it's the magnetic one. And I think that one costs a little bit more. I kind of cheaped out because I wasn't sure what I would like. But I think that's the one I would do. But honestly, if you guys want to be, cheap like me, I got mine on Amazon and it just goes around my neck. You can bend it and stuff, and it's just really handy. Yes, it's on Amazon. Yes. Can you change something for a customer pickup if they want to pick it up? Julie, yes, you can. You would need to contact Whatnot because they would have to refund her shipping and be able to do the pickup. And definitely for future shows, I would um, make sure that you have local pickup turned on so they can actually change it in their wallet so it doesn't happen in the future. The other day, actually, it was like, I think it was last year when it happened. Somebody in my Squishmallow show, she bought a Squishmallow from me and she did local pickup. And on the back end, it said her address was in New York. And I was like, hey, did you recently move to Texas or something to do pickup? And she's like, no. And I was like, well, it says that you're doing local pickup. I assume that's not happening, right? And she said no. So I had to message Whatnot and say, hey, this person's not even local to me. So how do I get her this product or does she need to repurchase? And so they made a label for me to do for me to ship it instead of local pickup. So it's just a lot of fun there. I do the build your own vignette girl. I need to ace this, so I need to build a vignette of pucks. You need both of your hands. Oh yes. Oh my gosh, that's genius, Rusted. Well, I never even thought about that. I see what you're talking about. Vignette of pics. Yes. I never even thought to use that camera thing for building your own vignette. That would be so freaking handy. I never even thought to use that. So that's genius. That is genius because usually when I did build your own vignette, I did the scan with my hand. And then I was like, here, Patrick, hold this still for me so I can make the vignette. And then I grab it back from him. So there's a lot of shimmying and I just got really frustrated. It was really hard to do. So yeah, I think that would be really helpful, especially for those shows, because you can just grab the items and hold them and then set them on the table and then they can literally watch live while you build it. So, but they're also going to see whatever junk you have around too. So if you're like grabbing something to cut the floral and stick it in there and all the things, yeah, they're going to see all that. But hey, that's the cool process. Do I need a phone cooler? I have a brand new iPhone 17 and my phone's a little warm, but it seems okay. It seems okay. But there is some sellers that do go live um, that it does get hot. And so they have to have coolers. I feel like that's going to be the answer. Yes, I need to invest in a phone cooler, especially in Texas. If I go out live selling during the summertime, I feel like that is just going to be a number one key. And then have an extra battery pack that can handle charging the phone device as well as keeping the fan running to keep it cool. So if you have an older phone, I would definitely consider that. Did I have Wi-Fi issues? When I sell live, yes, Wi-Fi or, phone issues can be a big issue. Yes. I did a Yes, it can be very tricky, Marabella. Yes. Yes. Um I'm considering this time bringing my old phone to go live from, and so then I can use my current phone, set it in a window, to be able to do the, what do they call it, mobile. Oh my gosh, what is it called? What is it called? My brain's like going dead. Or you can share your data with another device. Yes, hotspot it. That's what I was thinking. And then if I set my phone near a window, it should have the best service, and then I can hotspot it to my other phone. I feel like that would be better, but I haven't personally tried it yet. Because I haven't been out in the wild to test that. If I go do some live shows, the places I go to, I either have connection to a Wi-Fi or the signal's okay. So I haven't really had that issue lately. And I haven't done a live show like that in a while. I've been kind of thinking I want to do one soon. So you guys stay tuned. I see two different stands in your store. Um, the one that isn't a tripod. Okay, let me go on my Amazon on my iPad so I can see what you're seeing. So I can just show you. Are you talking about the iPad stand? What? I thought I was logged in on this one. The iPad stand. Okay, just a second, guys. I apparently have to log in because it kicked me off. Why is Let me finish typing. Just a second, you guys. It has like a white round base at the bottom, and then it has like a white holder that goes on either side of the iPad stand. Oh my word. I'm mad. I think it was like $28. I know you said don't worry, but I still want to show you to make sure you're looking at the right one. That's just how I am, okay? So don't worry about it. And I'm also mad at my iPad that it's making me do this again. No. That's, oh my gosh. I hate getting logged out. I know, I hate it too. And then I think I changed my password. So I'm trying to remember it. Sign in now. I just typed it in. What the heck? I'm trying to do this fast, y'all. It's telling me my password's wrong. What the heck? I don't know. Um, you know what? I'm just gonna see if I can search it on Amazon. Hello, iPad. It's not that one, not that one. It looks like this. I don't know if it's this exact one. I'm just gonna move my whole stand right here. See if I can show you guys. I think I got it when it was like 28, but that's what it looks like. But you can see how tall it goes up, and then it can go down, and it also holds your phone and your iPad, and you can turn it either way. And well, you guys see the stand. I mean, it tilts and does all the things. I mean, it holds great. Even has a hole here so you can charge it if you put it in that way, and on this side, which is really awesome. Is it the same brand? Okay, awesome. Hey, Amy, welcome in. Oh my gosh, I'm a hot mess. There we go. I think I got it back. What was the name of it again? It's Oats, OATSBASF. It's like $40. It's just called an iPad stand floor, and it's like $40. So hopefully that's helpful. It's 40 right now. I'm sure it'll change. Yeah, just put it in your cart and then watch for it to drop. That's what I usually do. I put it in my cart, I watch for stuff to drop, and then I buy it whenever it goes cheaper because, I'm a cheap butt. But I'm pretty sure I bought it when it was $28. So just wait for it to come on sale. But I really like it, and I like that I can make it shorter. Right now it's at its shortest, and it's roughly about 20 inches tall, but I'm sure I can make my iPad go lower so it'd be a little shorter. And then it extends up to where it's taller than me, which is nice. Does it have a wide base? Yes, the base is, let me measure it for you guys. And it's pretty sturdy. Like I've used this since I used to do shows in my house before I came outside. It has like a 10-inch base. 10-inch base. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate you. But it has a 10-inch base, and I really like it. I just took a gamble because you guys know that they're either awesome or they're crappy. And so far, I really like it. I would tell you when I purchased it, but again, it's not letting me log into my account on my iPad. So I will figure that out later. I hate when it does that. Um, did I showcase your needle point at the beginning? Yes, ma'am, I did. Wait, where did it go? It's right here. I was looking at framing it, but look at my needle point. Isn't that pretty? Well, it's an embroidery. It's embroidery, but it's embroidery. But look how pretty. I'm thinking about putting it in this frame. I'm gonna have to staple it on, honestly, but I think I'm gonna put it in this frame. I think that would be cute. I like how it has these little hangers and then it's solid wood. And then I want to, because I have two other frames like it, I want to see if I can make some mushrooms, for top and bottom of it. I think that would be cute. I think that would be cute. And I found these frames thrifting, which I think is awesome. I love thrifting stuff, you guys. Instead of paying full price for things, I like to be able to find deals and cool stuff. Um do you guys like these solar supports? Do I have a favorite scale? Yes. I think both of them are in my shop, but I will tell you my second one I hate. um, just because I have to keep telling it to reset itself. And I'll tell you my first one I absolutely love so much better. So I will tell you, just invest in this $20 one right here. That is the best one. I never have to reset it, but maybe every once in a while. And on the side right here, you can, like if you have a really big box and you can't see the screen, you just slip your hand in there, push the side button, then take your box off, and you can read how much it weighs. You can tell it to change between pounds and ounces and all the things. I really like it. And $20, can't beat that. Now, there's another one that I did buy. It was the same brand and it was kind of like that, but I always kept having to reset it every single time because it kept not holding the weight. It was this one, and it sucks. I don't like it. So I don't really use that one anymore. I still have it, but I don't really like it because I keep having to reset it back to zero. So this one's the same brand. I don't know why the other one sucks, but just so you guys know, $20, well worth it. It is Accutech. Accutech. This one works great. I've had it for like 5 years or whatever. Repurposed by Becky actually has this one too. So I know lots of sellers use that one. Am I crazy? I use an analog scale, it does pounds and ounces. You do what you like. Use what you like. You don't have to use what everybody else does. I'm just sharing what I like. And I'll just tell you, my original OG, I love it. I ordered the other one because I wanted the screen separate, but I ended up hating that thing because it just didn't keep zeroed out, which I absolutely hated about it. So it's what it is. Did I miss any other questions, guys? I like to be able to read the weight if I have a large box. Yeah, that's why I bought the other one, and it just makes me mad. But I don't really have a problem with putting a big box on the other. I slide my hand in there and I just put hold the weight and I just take the box off and I can see it. So it's perfectly it works fine. It works fine for what it is. I mean, I tried the other. It makes me mad. I mean, it works, but it just makes me mad because I got so used to the other one being good. So, did I miss anybody's questions? I know I had a lot of questions today, so I probably could have missed somebody's chat. I don't like to be mad. Yeah, I don't like to be mad either because whatnot's already been making me mad lately. Because this time my shipping rate went down and then generating labels, it's taking 5 years to generate a label, it feels like. It's making me mad lately. I don't know about you guys, but I hit don't reuse liquor boxes. Yeah, you can't ship liquor boxes. I mean, if you do use the liquor boxes, wrap it in brown paper and then ship it. I mean, they're really good boxes, but AccuTac all in one. Yeah, no problem. I like doing these. Again, if you want to rewatch any of this that we chatted about today, just definitely watch my YouTube channel. Yeah, what's up with that? I literally sold and shipped out same day, and my on time scan rate is on 79. Oh, wow. Rest and Willow, that is insane. And I was getting mad that mine's at 92. And I think to be premier, you have to be at 95. And I want to know how. How? Amy, are you in here? I have questions for her because she's trying to hit premiere, and I want to know if she's getting her numbers to stay because a lot of us are getting hit with that low number. And I'm like, this is no freaking way. On your stuff, it's always, yeah. I think if I go to it right now on my iPad, it's telling me its on time scan rate is 92.7. Hi, Amy. I have a question. How's your on time scan rate? It doesn't have to be 95 to be a ticket premiere. And how are you keeping yours up? I have lost one of my items, so my number went from 100 to 79. Oh no. Did the post office lose it or the box just disappeared? I need a mod, Amy. You guys make sure you're following Amy. She's like, well, that's a story. uh, do we want to hear the story? I cannot find it in your garage. Oh, like it was ordered and you can't find the item, or the box itself was like lost. Marabella, you're freaking me out. Can you discuss starting bids? What do you want to know? Good grief. You can start an item whatever you want it to be. If you want to start at $1, you can start it at $1. If you want to start for three, start it for three. Do I recommend dollar starts for a new seller? No, because you're going to lose your butt. You can make for $1 item, you can make anywhere between like 57 cents down to like 20 cents per swipe. So if something sells for $1, you're going to make 20 cents. And then you still have to pack it and ship it. And so you're literally in the negative by the time that thing ships. Would I recommend dollar starts? No, not as a new seller. I would start it for what you want to make out of the item until you have enough people in your room or you're happy with whatever you started at. I dropped off 150 boxes last Monday, 4 truckloads to post office last Tuesday. Their lazy asses decided not to scan. Oh, snap. So now you're on the struggle bus. Is it okay, Amy? Isn't it 95 for Premiere? And also, I want to know how are people holding that? It is 95. How are sellers holding that 95? Because I ship on time and I'm at 92. I might have had 3 boxes that were late because I got the flu, but I told Whatnot and I notified my buyers and I just said, "Hey, it's going to go out the next day. I just need a little bit more time. I just don't feel great." Gosh, that is insane. I would be complaining to the post office. I sell and ship same day, most sells, and you're at 79. That's insane. So your post office must not be scanning, is what I'm thinking. Premier is you have to get like $50,000 in a 3-month period, and you're just considered like a premier seller. You get like 10% off of the um, commission, which I think is 7.9% instead of 8%. So it's really not that much. But I feel like they push you out more as being a premier seller on the homepage whenever you are live and selling. I feel like they push you out more. You get quicker access to customer service whenever you have trouble. Um, what else do you get? You get the little wings around your name. So instead of mine, you would have like little wings, which is kind of cool. Um, I don't know. I think the benefits more so is you get the 7.9% commission and you get pushed out a little bit more. So I feel like your sales possibly could be better, but they collaborate with you on videos. I don't know. Amy didn't say nothing about that when she was premiere at one time. So I'm not really sure. But I don't really see the benefit. I'll just say that. I would like to do it at least one time just to have it and just see if I see the benefit. Um, but to keep it, I don't know if it's worth it. I think it would be really hard to keep because your defect rate, like someone complains that something is not perfect or arrived broken and stuff like that, that has to be at a certain number. And then your on time scan rate has to be a certain number. You're at 94.2 now, but last Wednesday it dropped to 88% after their late scans. Oh, you didn't get a receipt because they didn't scan it. I was gonna say, did you get a receipt? That's frustrating. At least it's back up, but it's not at 95 like you want it to be. It drops really quickly. Yeah. Like right now, my defect rate is at 99.8, and that's because I have a report of something being broken, which is fine. Stuff breaks. I know what happens. Like I can't prevent every single little thing, but it still sucks. My postman asked my daughter who sells here to ship from home. He wants to take all the packages. Hmm. I think sometimes they get benefits to scanning so many packages a week when they actually pick them up at the home. I remember Hodgepodge was talking about that. Like they get like little bonuses, but I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. I don't know. No, and I told them that I would require a receipt if they don't do their job, which they don't want to do. Yep. You should stand there from now on with all these packages and be like, I need you to scan these and I need a receipt. Because this is, a ton of money just sitting here. Oh man. Yeah, I bought stuff from Whatnot that had arrived to me with just like a piece of paper in there and it had breakables and brass and other stuff in it. And of course the breakables arrived broken and the brass, some of it arrived broken. And I'm like, yes, brass breaks. And so yeah, I submitted. I even received boxes where the item was completely missing because they only used one piece of tape on the box on the bottom and the top, just one single piece of tape, and it didn't hold the item in. Obviously, you need more pieces of tape. So I was sent butter pads and a bubble mailer. I'm gonna guess those were broken. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Okay, Dobson, I have been selling on Whatnot since March of 2024. So next month will be my 2 years. I'm so excited. And I'm doing this full time now. And let's just chat. Last week, my sales sucked. Like, I really got in my head over the weekend. I really got in my head over the weekend because my shows really just awful. And I have like goals that I want to set meet per week, and it's really frustrating when you don't hit it, but like you can't take it out on the people. Like you're as a reseller, you have to honestly know you're going to have really high highs and then you're going to have your lows, and it's just literally a roller coaster. And so like I know that happens, but you really do get in your head as a seller that you're like, "Man, I really got to make some money." So like right now I'm like, I was sick the week before. I didn't make any money. And then last week was rough. So I'm like, this week I really got to take some action. So I'm like pivoting. I'm like, how can I, change and make it better? I'm working on some ideas. I will let you guys know how it goes. But I'm working on some ideas for Thursday of how I can make it fun and entertaining. And I'm going to try to do like a marathon show and like bring all this stuff that I kind of been hoarding for a while, and we'll see what happens. But I want to try some stuff like, random discounts. And yes, I sell on a few other platforms, but this one's my main one. But I definitely want to try marathon because shooting from the hip, she does marathons. And I'm like, okay, I want to try that. And then two, I want to do a thing that I have the ability to do on the iPhone, which you can do. I'm just gonna put it in as like different discount numbers. Like if you get $2 off, $3 off, and whenever I run it for certain items that have like a star, this is what I'm gonna do. Is like if the item has like a star on the bottom, and I'll be like, hey, we picked something that has a star. So we are going to scan the wheel. And whenever I spin it and it lands on $3 off, I'll take $3 off whatever my starting bid is on it. So I think that's going to be fun. I'm going to try it. I mean, it's all worth to give it a whirl. We got a raid. Hazel's Vintage Finds. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a great show. Tell us about your show, when your next show is. Let me make sure I'm following you. I am following you. Thank you so much. I like to make sure I'm following everybody that does raid me. I hope you had a good show. We're just doing a seller support and like chit chat, so you kind of get to know me as well. Anyone that is new, I'm Amanda with Gems and Joy, and I find gems from the wild that bring you joy. But just today, we're just chit chatting. I do have my shop loaded if anyone's interested. Marathon shows is just like you go live longer than an hour or two. So I'm kind of thinking I want to go live for, 4 to 5 hours and just sell like as many things that I can sell in that amount of time until like I get so exhausted. I'm like, okay, bye, y'all. So that's what I just want to do. Like the longest show I've ever done was 9 hours long, and I got so exhausted, and that was a lot of shipping and stuff. But I just want to give it a whirl. Like it's fun. It's a good thing to do as a seller. Try different things. You need to pivot in our business, right? So if something's not working or you're struggling, you need to just jump in and try something different. You need to take a step back and be like, okay, how can I make this fun? Can I do something different? Should I go live longer? Should I go live shorter? So I'm just going to give it a whirl and go live longer and just see what happens. And so that's what I'm going to be doing on Thursday. I think I have it starting at like 6 or 7. I can't remember. But if you guys want to bookmark that show, definitely join. It's going to be spring themed. So I have like all the bunnies and all the things. I need to pull it together. And now I'm like, do I have enough stuff? But I think it will be fun. I don't know why I'm thinking, do I have enough stuff? I have a shed full of stuff. It may not all be spring items, but I have a lot of stuff. So I just want to go for it and to see what happens. I think it would be entertaining. In the evening. I think I'm gonna do like 6. I'm not a morning person shoot from the hip. I'm not doing 7 AM. Though that does sound fun. I'm just not a morning person. Like I would have to wait till 10 to be awake enough to do that. Oh, girl, you really want me to go live at 7 AM? People will be like, Amanda, what are you doing up at this hour? You are not a morning person. Go drink 2 more things of coffee before you say hi. Yes, I will get different people in, but it's also people that will not normally see me because I don't go live often that much. My daughter's moving from women's kids and pets to vintage. She already has about 60 boxes, half her oh wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. That is really good. So I'm excited. I'm gonna give it a whirl and just see how it goes. I'm hoping that the spin the wheel doesn't go against terms of service just because I'm just using it to discount my start bids, you know, just to make it kind of fun because I don't really know what it's going to start at and I'm just going to wing it. And then it'll just be random items that I do that for. So I think that would be cool. Maybe odds be in my favor. Yes. I'm having trouble figuring out my own style based on everything I love. Just sell what you love. You don't have to necessarily be one style. I feel like I'm very eclectic. I can bring you stuff that is ornate. I can bring you stuff that is rusty crusty. I can bring you stuff that is everything in between. I don't feel like I'm very country or cottage, but then I start looking at my stuff. I'm like, maybe I'm a hint a country cottage, but I feel like I'm more eclectic. I like a little bit of everything. I like mixing and matching. And I feel like that makes it your own. So I feel like just sell what you love. I figured out I just buy what I like. Yeah, just sell what you like because if you get stuck with it, you're not going to hate yourself for keeping it a little bit longer. You know, like I picked up this art because I'm like, oh, I love the frame. I love the print. I love you guys. I don't know if you know me, but I really love landscapes. I absolutely love landscapes. I rather look at landscapes of beautiful scenes than look at a picture of an old lady. Like that's just my thought. So I pick up things like this. I like it. It hasn't sold yet. I'm not hating myself for it because I will still look at it. It's totally fine. So, you like 10 type landscapes. What? I don't think I've ever seen 10 type landscapes. I only see the ones of people. I have a few of those. And like this one, I think this is acrylic, but I just loved it at the estate sale. I ruined the frame is what it is, but it's, on canvas. But I just love the colorway. I found it in the fall because, so I was in the mood for the fall at the time. I just really like this. Just so good. People are so talented with paintings, and I just like to appreciate art and handmade items. So I think I saw one quickly in a show. Ah, that's cool. That's very cool. The things that we can find on this app, like some people can find stuff that I don't ever see in my area, and that's what I love about it. So I hope that I can do that too. What is the dog oval back there? Oh, that is this. I actually sold the other single print of it the other day. Oh my gosh, my light. But this is just, I think it's a reproduction print. But the other one had differences. It had different things on the table. It didn't have the shoe, and then the dog and everything looked different. But I thought it was adorable, and I love that it was oval, and it's an older frame. I believe it's metal. I'm gonna call it metal. I would not say it's brass, some kind of metal. But you don't really find oval old frames all that often, so I had to pick it up, and I just love the doggy. So cute. I had this in my Friday show because I did all of this like art. You guys see all that art? I did all that art on Friday. It was a rough show. I love this one. The detail in the duck feathers, freaking good. So good. So good. And then this one, I love irises. That one's so good. That one's also an iris. I gotta show y'all this one too. Look at this one. I love that. You guys see the colors? I just love the colors. It's orange. See, I think my lighting was weird that night as well. It seems like it's better now, but I love this one. I think, isn't this Mums or something? I don't know, but you just see all the brush strokes. You can feel it. This is definitely an oil, and it's so old. There's like some cracking in it because it is on canvas. Sometimes the vibe isn't vibing. It happens. Need to give it more pink. You can totally add more pink. Is it peonies? I don't know. I just liked it. It was popping out of the frame, so I like re-nailed it back in, but it's an older frame. I've been holding on this one for a while. It's so good. I have no idea what you just typed. Chrysanthemum. What? Don't speak scientific to me. I'm dying. So funny. So funny. Anyways, I like that one. Yeah, I tried to zoom in on it. Do you want me to hold it up again? Oh, you want to see the cracks. Oh, I don't know if you're going to see it on the camera. Let's see. You can kind of see it like right here. There you go. You see the cracking there? I really like that. You kind of see the cracking there? There you go. You see some more of it. It's pretty cool. I'll send you a picture of your wall color. Yeah. I feel like it's more accurate now. It's more orangey. More orangey. I wouldn't say pink. That's why I told you. I was like, it's not really pink, like what you were wanting. Is there a way to bookmark this? Bookmark what? My art show? I haven't rescheduled it because I feel like it bombed. I've been in my head about it. But I know you can have good and bad shows, but I just gotta get them out of my head. But I thought it would be fun to do an art show. That painting. You know what? I will put it in Thursday show. If you want it, I will put it in Thursday show. It may not be necessarily springy, but it has oranges in it, and I feel like it's a perfect vibe for spring. So I'll just put it in there. Okay. Bookmark Thursday show, guys. I promise you, anyone that is a seller on here will tell you you get in your own head very, very easily. Just ask Amy. She vented to us once upon a time about getting in her own head. You feel like you're not good enough. You feel like you can't do things well enough. You can't, do this or that. You get so in your head about stuff, and you really have to work hard mentally to get yourself out of that zone and just you have to pivot and think about, how can I improve? How can I change? What would have been better? Should I went live at a different time? Should my lighting have been different? Should I have displayed it differently? Should I priced it differently? There's so many factors as a seller, like, of how to do stuff. Like, should I offer max shipping? It's all those little things you really have to think about, and you have to pivot, and it's okay. I mean, it's totally normal, and I want you guys to see it. That me, I've been on here almost 2 years. It's normal to get so in your head. It's normal to get in your head about stuff. But you also have to make yourself pivot and think about, what can I do differently, and try again. Don't just be like, man, I suck, and never do it again. Just, you have to take a step back, think about it, and then jump back in and try it again. You're back. Did you get a chocolate shake?
Oh, already got parts.
Did you get what you needed?
Already got parts.
Okay. Are you off work?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the morning.
Okay, cool.
So there's not gonna have water tonight.
Huh?
There's not gonna have no water tonight. or very little water.
We aren't gonna have water?
Oh, we're gonna have water. Where these parks are going, they're just gonna have very little water tonight.
Those poor people.
Well,
Do they need a shower?
no.
We can offer a shower. Okay.
She said she'll make do.
Just
She did, but
keep
she made do last night.
Oh, she had no water last night
Very
too.
little water.
Does she have water to drink at
Yeah.
least?
They have water, just not much.
Okay. Turn it off, sleep on it, and go again tomorrow. Yes, exactly. Sorry, guys. Patrick's here and I got distracted. The art is good. It's definitely not you. Oh, yes, the green velvet one. I really like that too. You just let me know you're home.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make you dinner soon.
Good. Whatever.
He probably needs food, y'all. It's only 5:30. He's all right. It's very hard. I saw my daughter's ring light and she put post-its with it encouraging herself. Oh, I love that pinky glam. Yes. That is a good one. Sometimes I put post-it notes on the bottom of my iPad, like where I'm not touching to remind myself to do
You ever
stuff.
get best back about that boat?
No,
Fucker.
it hasn't popped up yet,
Fucker.
unless it popped up while I've been live.
Okay.
I'll let you know when I get off. He really wants a fishing boat. What does he do? He works for the city. We live in a very small town in Texas. We have like under 1,000 people. So he works for the city. And so he does a little bit of everything that you would imagine the city does. He fixes water leaks, he fixes sewer lines, he does the water treatment plant, which is the sewer, which they're having stuff broken there. And then somebody, doesn't have water tonight, but they're not going to fix it. And, they dig up all the holes, they do all the mowing, the weed eating, and he's like the only one that's like certified in the city. So he does all the paperwork as well to be legal with the state of Texas about having the water treated and all of that stuff. So he's very busy. So when everything like iced over and froze and all the things here, we had issues with the water line because one town had a major water leak that's up the road from us that gets water from us, and it created a lot of craziness. And then he also helps around the town just for the goodness of his heart, because that's just the way of life here is in the country, is we all take care of each other in this town. So like the school, they didn't have any water or enough water, and they had like a basketball game, so they turned on the wells, because we have wells in this town. They turned on the wells, and then the water line to the well apparently rotted through, so that he had to go over there to the school and go dig it up and fix it just so they would have water for the basketball game. So it's always something here, you guys. They're always busy. But he's a very good guy to have around if we ever have our own, catastrophe. He knows how to fix stuff, which I really like. And so we've done a lot of DIY stuff to our own house that we have fixed up over time. And we're working on remodeling another house, even though that has become a disaster hole. Disaster. Disaster, you guys. If anyone has ever bought a house to completely remodel and it's become a nightmare, we totally feel you, because it gets really frustrating when all the things go wrong. Because that has happened to us and it's been sitting there for a long time. Yes, handyman are very awesome. Yes, it is really nice when you run into something and you're having issues. It's always nice to have somebody to know how to fix it, or have the oomph to even want to learn to how to fix it. So nice. So yep, yep. Michelle Ray Vintage and Crafts. Are you a new seller? I don't think I've recognized your name. You are a new seller. I'm going to give you a follow. I just saw you in my chat, so I'm just going to give you a follow, especially if I haven't seen your name before. Am I following everybody here? If not, you guys get drop a heart in the chat if you want me to make sure I'm following you, and I will totally do that. I try to make sure I follow everyone, but I do miss people. Sin City, I am following you. Pinky Glam. I'm not, but I am now. Livy, I just followed you just a second ago. So, anyone else that I might have missed? I appreciate you guys hanging out. 16 of you think I'm cool enough to hang out, which is really awesome. I like doing these shows just for everyone to get to know me a little bit, and then I can also help at the same time. You've been missing my shows. Aw. Make sure if you guys want to catch my future shows and you keep missing them, if you go to the alert bell to the one at the bottom of the screen, you can just click on it and then hit the little alert bell and it will remind you whenever I'm live. When are you available to watch Whatnot Sin City? That's another thing I need to know. Do you guys like morning shows, afternoon, or evening? Because I've been going live and sometimes I've been going live earlier. And I kind of wonder if I'm kind of goofing my own self up. The Rainbow Robots. You watch me on YouTube. Awesome. I love that. I'm going to give you a follow. That's so awesome. I love seeing YouTubers come over. I need to work on my YouTube. It's not that great, but I'm working on it. What YouTube actually notified me by email saying, "Hey, we don't have to keep your verification video anymore because you've gone live so many times. We know you're a real human." So I'm like, "Hey, that's cool." I watch during work and then at home at night. You just bookmarked. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. If you ever want to catch any of my shows, you guys, it will just I usually pin it whenever I first go live. Today I just did it the second time. But anyone that wants to be alerted whenever I do go live, if you hit that bell, it will just tell you whenever I do. I try not to keep alerting people over and over. I don't want to be annoying, but I just want you to know if I am live, if you're available, you can come hang out. No big deal. I log in while I get ready for work and just listen, and then not until 3 or 4 central. Okay, so you're more in the afternoon. How do I get more consistent? You just have to make a schedule. I'm still figuring that out as well. I would say if it's easier for you to go live once a week, then pick a day of the week at around a certain time that works for you and try to do that every week. So if that is every Monday morning at 6:30 in the morning and that works best for you, then do that. If it's Friday night at 9 p.m. when your kiddos are busy doing their own thing and you have time to do your own, then go live at 9 o'clock at night on Friday. Just pick, I would just say one time a week is good, and just be consistent with that. And then if you want to do a pop up during the week, then that's just like a little bonus, but still show up on your normal day. I had a pop-up company and appointments. Yeah, if you have a certain time, yeah. I mean, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it doesn't always work during the week. And that's usually me because my schedule is always wackadoodle all the time. And so I haven't scheduled one. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do Tuesdays, Mondays, Tuesdays, or Thursdays. I haven't decided what day I want to go live yet. But I feel like I need to stick with evenings because a lot of people know me for evenings. My shows have sucked. I have not been consistent. It gets frustrating. Um Another thing that made me stay consistent, it wasn't necessarily a day or time, but just going live every week is I signed up for a raid train at least one a week whenever I was working full time. And I felt like that made me stay consistent, or people would consistently see me. And typically I would pick times that was after my work. So like I would work till 5 p.m. and then I would go, pick a slot between like 6 to 8 p.m. most of the time is when I would go live. And that's what worked for me. And that's what I would totally do. So if you find raid trains that you want to be a part of, just message, who's hosting them and say, "Hey, I would love to join. If you have any, open spots in the future, can you add me to your list? I really like the vibe of your trains, or the style of your trains, or I sell cottage core, or I sell more eclectic items, or I'm a rusty crusty girl." Just tell them what your vibe is, and so they can put you on a list. I need to get better with keeping a better, more thorough list. as well whenever I do host raid trains. I'm trying to fill one more spot on my raid train. Anybody in here have pottery and metals that can do a morning time? Let me know. I'm going to be raiding into you and then you'd raid back into me. I think that would be really cool if anyone's interested. You've been trying to do that. Yeah. It's always good to just reach out. Heart to Haven. You need to have your first show, ma'am. You need to have your first show. When's your first show? When's your first show? And I don't know why when you say I do with all the donuts, it mutes you because it doesn't mute me. Like, what are you doing? What type of pottery? It could be handmade pottery all the way to like McCoy to Hull, all the different kinds of pottery. So it's just a mix, and then patina, which would be any kind of metals, which is brass to cast metal, brass, iron, all the things. So it's just whatever you can find that's your vibe. That's what I want you to bring. I think it would be fun. So you're gonna get people that like all the metals. You're gonna have people that like the pottery, pewter, yes, all the metals, you guys, all the pewter, all the metals, 9 donuts, red chats. I didn't know that. See, I tried it the other day after you red chatted. We were trying to figure out why did that red chat? That's funny. Why does it? I don't know. I don't know what 9 donuts is, and I don't know if I should Google what 9 donuts means. I don't know. I don't know. I still love my new favorite red chat word. I still love it. I still love it. I think I said it the other day. Yeah, like not knowing sometimes, and then you Google it and you're like, oh man, I shouldn't have Googled that. That was too much information. It was in a support chat. Interesting. Um, uh, my new favorite red chat word is Tig Bitties. Tigbitties. Hey, I thought broadcast company. BBC does not mean broadcast company. Yes, I'm still on, Corey. Wait. Oh, you said boobs. That read chats. You can't unknow or unsee things. Yeah, kind of like blue waffles. Do not Google that. Do not Google that. Yeah, that red chats. That's my favorite red chat word, by the way, Lily. I say that a lot. And then some of my other friends on this app, their favorite red chat word is dickhead. Sorry if I'm offending anybody, but it's totally a red chat word and people love calling each other that. Why did that just pop up red? That was weird. Yep. See? It red chats. I like without red chat. Red chat is fun. Um, there you go. I got banned trying to help someone say, who banned you? Oh my gosh. Type boo and then bees. But then, Tig Bitties also red chats. And I'm like, that's not even close to what it's supposed to be. She thought you were a troll. Man, some people don't like red chat. I like red chat. It makes me laugh. And then sometimes when people red chat me, I read it out loud and I'm like, oh boy, I shouldn't have said that. It's really funny. And then I turn red when I read it out loud and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. That's all right. Everybody gets to laugh at me. Oh, yep, yep. I tried to red chat someone that would have showed up in the chat. Yeah, if you like red chat the word like boobs and then do an emoji after it, or sometimes a red chat word with an emoji after it, it doesn't red chat. I noticed that because I tried to say something that should have red chatted and I did an emoji after it and it didn't red chat and everybody in the chat read it. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's like 200 people in here and they see my potty mouth. But I think everybody knows that I have a potty mouth now in the red chat. That's all right. Totally normal. We say all kinds of things to each other to get each other to laugh. I think one time we were talking about how hot it was. It was during the summer. My friend in New Mexico, she's like, she has like, oh my gosh, like swamp titties. And then I said swamp kitty and it changed it. Or I was going to say swamp titty and it's changed it to swamp kitty. And everybody had a laugh. And it didn't red chat. Didn't red chat. Everybody saw it. So I said, that's funny. You were flagged for fraud. Uh huh. That red chatted, but the other one did not. Yeah, you put a space in there. That's what it was. So, you guys, if you're going to say a naughty word, even with the number one in it, it'll still red chat unless you put a space. Interesting. You probably thought you were saying one apple. It said it again. I'm dying. He keeps red chatting. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions? Oh, it didn't red chat the first time? What the heck? N1, N space one. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe the comma? Have I missed any questions that anybody has? Let me know. I think I answered a lot of shipping questions today. We talked about like packing art. We talked about like starting bids. I know somebody asked about what the best starting bid is. I would recommend not doing dollar starts until you have a lot of people in your room, or if you're okay with just getting like 20 to 50 cents an item. I think that's the best thing to do. Do you think I need a mod the first show? If you have a friend that can hop on, and just kind of tell you if your chat is kind of going crazy, then I would say just have somebody that you trust. But I wouldn't just mod anybody because they can really fuck up your show if they're not a good person. So that's what I would recommend. If you have like a best friend that's, at home or something that could tell you things, they just have to either red chat you or they can like hide it and they can tell you what you need to know. I think it would be helpful. Or if you have a seller that you were friends with that don't mind helping you, definitely mod somebody. I think it would be helpful. I think I had a mod my first show, but a lot of people were there just helping me out because I was still learning all the buttons. Do you think loading a store is best too instead of random polls? Yes. Pinky Glam, yes. I feel like personally, my shows are better when I load, but lately I've been doing kind of like a mix of both between items that are loaded and random polls just to make it fun. And so there's more variety. And then there's always items in my shop as well and my buy now. So there's lots of items that people can shop, but I feel like it just makes it more fun with some random pulls in the mix, but you don't necessarily have to. But when I first started, personally, I did random pull show versus a show that I loaded, and I definitely made more money with shows that I did load first. Yes. I feel like as a buyer, the auction can feel overloaded, so balance is good. Yes. I'm sure right now, because I have like 156 items right now, most of you guys will not scroll the bin. And honestly, I feel like I probably have too many items in my buy now. And I personally don't like scrolling that long. I'll look through like 50 items and then I'll give up and I'll just watch. How many items do you have in your shop on average? In my I think I might buy now right now. I have 136 items, but my auction tab, it just depends on how long of a show that I'm doing. But typically for an hour long show, I try to do, like 40 to 60 items for an hour if I'm preloading. But if I'm doing a longer show, then I may preload even more just so there's more variety. But then I'm also doing random pulls. I think that's what I'm going to do Thursday is I'm going to preload a lot of stuff and then I'm going to do random pulls too. I'm not going to load every single thing because that's going to take way too long. Way too long, but at least some of my favorites I definitely want to load, um, just so people can make pre bids and stuff until I get to it. Do you take pics then load or load at the same time? When I first started, I did like one by one by one, and it took me hours on end just to load 30 things. Now, I either what I do is I take pictures of like all my items. So I would have like 40 pictures in my camera roll. And then while I'm sitting on the couch, I will load them one by one while I'm sitting on the couch and I already have the pictures. And then after I load it, I delete it off my camera roll so I know what else I need to load. That's typically what I do because I feel comfortable with roughly how much they weigh, and what weight I need to put it at, how much I need to charge for it, stuff like that. That's typically how I would load. Or if I'm trying to do like a bigger show, I will do a CSV file, which that's what I'm going to be doing for Thursday, which you go on the computer and it's like an Excel spreadsheet. And what I will do is type it all in on the Excel spreadsheet. And at the same time, while I'm typing it in, I'm going to be taking pictures of all my items and then it loads. Once it's loaded, it stays. You don't have another show scheduled. If you have a show, let's say you loaded 50 things to your show and you sold 20 of them and you have 30 more items. Once your show is done, it will go into your inactive in your inventory. Okay. And then once it's in your inactive, you can one by one move it into your buy now. You just have to change it from auction over to a buy now so it can be available anytime as long as you don't have it set to be only viewable during a live show. Or you can push it into the next show, which you just need to have another show scheduled. Which, if you are a brand new seller, I wouldn't just load one show, I would schedule like 10 shows and so whenever you're done with one, you always have another one that you can move your products into. And then you can also be gathering bookmarks. So during your first show, if someone absolutely loves your vibe and they want to see you again, they can go into your profile and bookmark your next show so they can find you again. Which I feel like that is like a really good thing to do. And you can also encourage people while you're live, say, hey, if you like my vibe and you want to hang out, definitely bookmark my next show because you already have it scheduled, which is a win. You can clone your items, yes, to your next show, yes. If you have an Android, you would actually just go to your inventory and manually click them all and bring them over. But yes, iPhone, you can clone it, yes. Can you upload items into an active if you don't want them in your bin? Mm, if you don't want them in your bin, Heart to Haven, you could probably just upload it. If you don't want it to be auction and you don't want it to be in a buy now, you can load them and just put it to be a buy now item and say that it's only available when you're live. So people can't buy it until, you are physically live. I think that's what you would have to do for the first time to load it. Now, after you have a show and it doesn't sell from your auction, it will go to your inactives. So you just have to reactivate it to be able to be purchased. Um, what was your question, Livy? Clone it all is easier, I think, on your computer. Or not on your computer, on your phone. I read computer. If you clone it, you have an iPhone, you can clone it from one show to another. You just have to select your prior show and your prior show, which means all the items that are left over that did not sell in your prior show, and it will move it to your current show. Which today's show, that's what I actually did. So that's how I have 156 items, is I moved all of that over from a horse race train that I was in. So that's why you guys see a lot of horse items in my shop right now, because it says because that's the show I pulled it over from. How do I clone? How long did that take me to clone it? Like less than a minute. Let me see if I can show you guys. Let me take this off and switch. Okay, so this is my iPad. So this, you will only have this functionality if you only have an iPhone or an iPad. If you have Android, you will not see this function, okay? I used to have Android, my old phone, and I could never do this until I had an iPad. Okay, so like you're in your show, you haven't went live yet. You would go over here to more, and then you see clone items. You click on clone items, and then it will come up here. And it says this is like all these are future shows. So, but whenever you want to clone an item, you need to find your last show. So you have to scroll down. I have so many shows, so that's why I have to scroll a little bit. So, like my last show, I gotta find February. Uh, February 20th was my last show. Okay, February 20th. So if I want to clone all that over, I click on that. Okay. I can either click these one by one, which I don't do that. I just click select all. I want it all, and I'm going to clone it over, and I'm going to hit yes. Okay. And it's all cloned over. So if I go now into my shop and I scroll, this is what was in my Friday show, which you guys know this is. Okay. Can you guys hear me? I had a phone call. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So this is like Friday's show. I had random art. I had my other art, but it goes that fast. Like all of that loaded. This is another show I loaded, but all my art just came over, and that was the show that I cloned it from. Super easy. Super easy. You guys just saw close up of me. Sorry. So if you have an iPhone, that is super fast. Yeah, so everything that was from my art show and my horse show is all in my shop. So if you look in my buy now, you go into my auction tab, everything should be there, a mix of the two. So you should see horses and art in my buy it now, and or in my auction tab, and then if you go into my buy now, it's not going to duplicate anything. It will just add in whatever's not already in your shop. So you're not going to have two of something because I cloned it from two different shows, but it will automatically move it over. And you're never going to feel normal again. Corey, are you still sick? I will tell you, I'm still coughing, and I started being sick like over 2 weeks ago. So if that makes you feel any better, I'm still coughing. Not as much, but I still am. I had to individually put in your one bin item and then save it for when you go live for future shows. I'm thinking it's easier to clone. Yes, it's easier to clone if you just want to move everything over. Now, if you don't want everything, you just have to click and choose which ones that you want to come over to your show. But I feel like it's easier just to clone it into your show. And then you go into your auction and you go into your buy it now, and then you just delete the ones that you do not want in your show. I feel like that's easier. It's a personal preference. Just because there's pictures, I'm a girl that's a visual. I can see the picture and be like, yeah, I want to have that in the show. Okay, I don't want that in the show. So I'm going to go in here and delete that. And just because you delete it, you're deleting it from a show, not from your inventory. And then your little picture for the cover, put one show preview. Yeah, you can do generic or whatever your cover photo is. I feel like for your first show, if you do a grouping of some of your items you're going to have for sale, take a picture of it and use that as your thumbnail. I feel like that is going to be a way for someone to be like, oh my gosh, I see that cute little doodad right there. I want that. I'm going to click on that show. It's a way for people to click in your show because they see something in the picture that they want. Family heirloom. Hello, hello. You took a shelf pick. Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I used to do when I first started. I'm like, what's a way to grab people into coming into my show to hang out? I want to show them my goods, you know? That sounds so bad. I want to show them the good stuff that I have. My top of the top, my bangers per se. So why don't I group them together, take a cute picture. You can take a picture of your shelves, whatever you want to do, create that, what do they call it? A grab or a clickbait. Clickbait. Create clickbait, you guys. Yeah, that's what you're creating is clickbait. They see the picture, they see something they want, they're going to click in and join your show. So, like, if you are going to have a show and you have like two hen on nests, I would say put your hen on nests in the picture with some other cute stuff that you may have and use that as your clickbait because I can tell you people are going to come in for those items and they're going to be like, oh my God, this is the best show ever, and then you wait to sell those until you get a ton of people in your room or you get a lot of pre-bids on it and then you run it. Don't run it right away. You wait until you have, more people in the room. That's how you do it. It's random poll. No head on nest for me. I'm just giving that as an example because that is a big clickbait right now on whatnot, just like fairy lamps and um deviled egg trays and what else is a big seller right now? Marbles. I did find a robin on nest and grabbed it. We'll see. Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. Hey, Jen, welcome in. I have a few and fairy lamps. Well, I can tell you, fairy lamps are freaking kicking butt right now. Absolutely insane. The fairy lamps that are being sold right now. I wish the one that I sold a while back I would have kept. 'Cause I probably could have made like 200 bucks on it instead of what I made. I had a four-piece fairy lamp, which is very hard to find, but I actually had a four-piece one. Yeah, you guys, you never see four pieces, and I found it at a killer deal at an estate sale. But the way that just the average Joe ones are selling for over $100 now, I'm like, man, I could have made bank if I would have held on to it a little longer. Yeah, I need to find some fairy lamps, but I'm not going to pay an arm and a leg for them. You have to just be lucky. I'm not gonna pay $60 in hopes that it gets bid up for a fairy lamp unless it's something that I personally want. But if I find it for like 20 bucks or 30 bucks, I'll definitely spend the money and buy it. You know, I gotta make money too. It's a business. I don't want to spend a fortune just to try to resell it. But everybody does their business differently, right? Everybody does their business differently. But I have one in my house. I'm debating on if I want to sell it, but I spent 65 on it. But I really, really like that fairy lamp. But I'm thinking I'm just gonna keep it. The local antique mall called you and asked if you had some and how much you'd sell them for. The lady was hoping to pay less. Yeah. Yeah, you should just hold on to it, Lily, until, you're selling on here and you kind of get known, and then you can start advertising. Next show, I'm gonna have a fairy lamp. You guys come back and hang out because right now's the time. I don't know how long it's gonna be going on for, but I feel like they're the big shindig right now. I feel like fairy lamps and deviled egg trays are really popular right now, and then hens on nests are kind of hanging out a little bit. They're not as popular as they were, but they're still hanging out. It's kind of crazy. I feel like all the imports is taking away of how popular the hen on nests are. You waiting for the return of pewter? Oh yeah. I don't have very much pewter. I wish more silver would come back because I love plated silver. And I wish clear cut glass would come back and crystal. I know it's slowly making a comeback, but it's just not quite back yet. And I'm kind of thinking I want to hold on to a few pieces I got for a while until it makes its true comeback because I have some gorgeous pieces sitting right here. I'm looking at them. Crystal is good for you lately. Well, send them my way, Amy. I got a pretty one right here. I'm looking at it. Look, it's a good one. It's a good one. Look how pretty it is. Look how pretty it is. It's so shiny. I love it. Send them to me, please. Isn't it gorgeous? I think I just need to add a little bit glue, but back to the felt right there. But it's gorgeous. It is stunning. I found that and the matching candlesticks to go with it. I sold mine similar to that last week for 70. Okay, I'll take 70. It's your style 100%. Trying to get one similar in a estate sale, but they wanted 95. I pass on so many things at estate sales because they had their prices so high. I got a good deal on that. I actually paid full price for them at the estate sale. I couldn't believe the price that they gave. I'll give you 70 next week. Okay. Sounds good. I'll send it to you. I'll take it apart though, but I'm just worried to ship that with it screwed together, but I will send it. Sell it on Etsy. I know stuff goes for crazy on Etsy, you guys. It's crazy. Yes. Yeah, some estate sales they price things crazy, and then other times it's like completely normal. $9? Amy. Man, that's a steal. I paid more than that for my three pieces. Just saying. I paid more for that for my three pieces. I got the mini Italian breast frames, not convex, pretty cheap on a Poshmark. Oh, well, heck yeah, score. I'm meeting a lady tomorrow. I tried to get her today, but she's selling a lot of needlepoint things. I guess it's from her grandmother's estate, and she's slowly going through all these tubs and selling it. And I'm gonna have a chat with her tomorrow and be like, "Can I help you sell it?" Because she has a lot of good stuff, and I'm buying like a ton of pieces from her tomorrow that she just listed. I'm excited. A lot of crocheted and needlepoint and pillows and stuff like that. I'm excited to get my hands on it, but I'm hoping that maybe I can help her sell it. I think that would be neat. I was excited. Oh, literally a 40 minute drive. That ain't bad. Hey, Mandy, welcome in. Good to see you. Look, I've been showing off my cute little squirrely. Ain't it cute? What do you think of this frame? I'm asking everybody. What do you think of this frame for it? Would that be cute? How long did he take me? I would say at least 40 to 50 hours. 40 to 50 hours. Yeah. I think that's the frame I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna have to staple it to it, but I think that's gonna be cute. Boop his nose. he was he had no nose until like yesterday. I was doing all the finish, like little dots and the little flowers and the green, and then these dots up here and his nose. That's what I did yesterday. I finished all the little bitty spots. Took forever. I think I was working on just those things like 6 hours yesterday while watching TV, Netflix. It looks good. You love the mushroom textures. Yes. It took a long time, you guys. Love is Blind. Yes, I think I got to episode 2 or 3. And then Patrick came home and we watched other movies because he doesn't like the lovey stories, you know. I don't know if he's in the room, but he'll probably be like, dang right, I ain't watching that. Oh. How long have I been live? Almost 3 hours, friends. We just been chatting for 3 hours. You guys are so awesome. I just like coming on here and hanging out with everybody. Off to cook dinner. I need to do cook dinner. I'm getting hungry. I haven't watched TV, only whatnot for research. Yes, I do a lot of whatnot and then I watch some TV. But I wanted to watch Love is Blind because I got to see what's happening because I've been watching every season. Oh my gosh, he hurt his ears burning. There's Patrick. He's like, girl, I'm hungry. That's Patrick, y'all. That's who you heard him talking to me earlier. We've been in the same classes yesterday and today. Yeah. Well, if you guys have any questions in the future, I'm going to try to do I think the next one next Monday in the afternoon around 3ish. So if you guys want to come hang out next Monday, you know, to ask whatever questions that you may come up with, just let me know. I have so many chores, frozen lasagna going in the oven. Ooh, lasagna sounds good. I'm running out to the plant, be back in a bit. Okay, well, that gives me time to cook. That works. I'm gonna make air fryer chicken legs today. I love those. All I do is thaw the chicken legs and I season them up with whatever seasoning I want and I put them in the air fryer and the skin on the chicken legs, they get crispy. I don't know if you guys ever tried it, but it's so good. And it's not breaded, but I love it. So you guys should try it. Making sourdough bread. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna make enchiladas on Friday. I made my menu today earlier. I'm gonna do enchiladas Friday. I'm gonna do sour cream and green chili enchiladas. It's my favorite. There's Patrick again. I'm carnivore, but you cook for the family. I like enchiladas. I haven't made enchiladas in a long time. You're a better functioning adult than me. I have to feed Patrick, otherwise I wouldn't be eating. Just saying. You know what I ate for lunch? A cold hamburger patty. So that's what I had for lunch. And then this morning I had yogurt and blueberries. So I probably need to feed myself too. Oh, what'd you say? What'd you say? Beef empanadas? I want to learn how to make beef empanadas. If you have a recipe, send it my way. I always like to learn new things. It's fun to do. I'm gonna hop off, you guys. I want to see who's live so we can just bless somebody. But definitely bookmark my next Monday show and we can hang out. And I think it will be lots of fun. Ooh, I haven't had a chance to ever raid her. Let's go raid in Ethel and Red Van. I haven't seen her shows in so long. So let's go hang out with her. I think it'll be cool. And I will see y'all Thursday. Thursday is going to be my big show. So hang out. Yes. An easy skillet lasagna, no fuss, homemade biscuits. Oh my gosh, I need those recipes. Send them to me or put them in your bin so we can buy them, Rusted Willow. That sounds good. I'm always down for some new recipes. Yes, just let me know if you put them in your bin and I will buy them. Okay, see y'all later, guys. Let's go see Ethel Ann. Gilded Powder Room. I have no idea what that is, but I think it'll be